Welcome to Aromahead Institute. Today we're going to make beeswax candles. And it's a really simple process. I made one this morning actually just to show you. And it smells amazing. It's just beeswax essential oil. That's it. So you just take any kind of glass jar. I bought these little canning jars, and you melt beeswax into them with a wick and essential oil. So I'm going to melt the beeswax in a Pyrex measuring cup, and in order to clean it afterwards, I like to oil it first with some jojoba wax. That just keeps it's hard to clean otherwise. The wax is really hard and doesn't come off very easily. So I'm just going to put a little bit of jojoba on a paper towel and then wipe the inside of the Pyrex. And then I'm going to put enough beeswax in to fill this jar. And I found that if I fill this 1.5 times with the little beeswax pellets, that's the perfect amount. And these pellets are great to use because they melt quickly. So I'm just going to fill this up all the way to the top once. And then I'm going to put another about half in. And then I'm going to put the Pyrex measuring cup with the beeswax into sort of a double boiler concept into this pot. This is filled about 1/4 of the way with hot water, and I'm just going to have it at a low boil. And I like to leave the handle out so it's not hot when it's done, and I can just pick it up and pour it. So while that's melting, I'll show you my setup, which is just that I bought these little wicks, and they're too big. You can get different sizes, but the ones I got are just a little too tall. So it's very easy. I just put it in here and cut it, and now I have a good size. And I'm going to just straighten it up a little bit. And a little trick I learned is to take a pair of chopsticks and to just hold the wick steady like that. And then I'm going to pour the hot wax into there, and that'll hold the wick right in the middle. It'll be perfect. So while we're waiting for the beeswax to melt, it takes like 5 or 10 minutes for it to melt, I'm going to just make my essential oil blend. We're going to use vetiver and vintage patchouli in this one. I'm just going to lower this a little bit so it's just at a mild kind of simmering boil, but not boiling really high. So I want 2 mils of the vetiver and 2 mils of the vintage patchouli. And I have a little graduated cylinder here that is got lines by the mil, so I can see exactly 2 mils. So I popped the orifice reducer off of this jar so I can just pour right into here, and I'm going to pour 2 mils of this gorgeous vetiver. There we go, nice and dark. Smells incredible. Then I'm going to pop the orifice reducer back on and cover it up so I don't take any chances of spilling it. And then the same with the patchouli. Just pop the orifice reducer off, and I usually just put it right in the cap, and then I'm going to add 2 mils of the patchouli. So we'll have a total of 4 mils, or if you wanted to do this by the drop, let's say you didn't happen to have a handy graduated cylinder in your kitchen, then it would just be 50 drops of each. 50 drops patchouli, 50 drops vetiver. So now we have our essential oil all set, and the candle is going to smell incredible. So once the wax is melted, we will pour it in, and then we'll pour the whole thing into the jar. The beeswax is melted, so I'm just going to turn off the stove, and because the handle's been out and not over the burner, it's not hot, so I can just pick it right up. I'm just going to wipe off the bottom, and I'm going to bring it over here to add the essential oil. and then we'll pour it in to the little glass jar. So I just have a little glass stirring rod, and I'm just going to pour in my gorgeous blend of vetiver and patchouli and give it a quick little mix. Vetiver and patchouli are pretty thick, both of them, so you can see in the beaker there's just a little bit left. So I'll just hold it upside down and we'll get like the last drop out of there. Okay, and then I'm just going to pour it in, being careful of the wick so I don't disturb it. And then that'll take just a little while to dry, or solidify really, and cool down, and then just like this one, you'll be able to easily burn it.